VAR then stepped in though, and Robertson, well, he tweaked his decision. Instead, it was a red card for Cochrane, but the foul awarded outside of the box. Instead of a penalty, it would be a free kick to Hibernian. Nisbet would have taken the spot kick and took the free kick instead, as he pulled his side level as his Hall, given he missed so much of the campaign through injury. With the extra man, Hibs went on the front foot. Paul Hanlon's shot forced Clark into action. Hanlon's knockdown then set up Joe Newell to test Clark again. Lewis Miller should have then put the visitors ahead. However, he put his header wide of the post instead. After the break, Clark had to be alert to cut out Harry McCurdy's dangerous low cross. Eli Youhan tried a shot from the edge of the box, but it was too tame to really trouble the goalie. A Hanlon header with a little more on it did ask questions of Clark. Will Fish thought he had finally put his side in front. His header deflected off a defender and onto the post. With tensions rising in the game, Lee Johnson, the Hibs boss, took exception to a decision on the sidelines, and that saw him booked as a result. The final real chance of the afternoon fell to McCurdy, but he put his half volley well over. Celebrations for Hearts at the full-time whistle, fourth spot in Europe secured, although not all took it too well. Both benches clashed in the technical area before it all started again in the centre circle. 4 red cards were shown after the final whistle, Johnson one of the recipients.
What happened at the full-time whistle?
I can't quite remember it, if I'm honest. It was a little bit sort of my dad's bigger than your dad, a little bit of sort of petulance both ways, and I suppose two managers that don't like each other very much, and then it's ended up into a bit of a mini brawl.
Your counterpart seemed to go to confront you after you shook hands, and he said it to us after the game was down to the fact that it's two managers who don't like each other. Is that how you see it?
I've not got an opinion on it. If that's is what it is, I shook his hand, showed a bit of respect, and was away joining the result with the people I want to enjoy it with. Whatever it may be from his side, I'm not really interested.
It didn't take long for Rangers to threaten at St Mirren. 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 blazed over an early chance. After 26 minutes, he did get on the score sheet. He timed his run well, outpaced the back line, and then kept calm before forcing the ball over the line. A great pass initially by Ridvan Yilmaz to set him free. Scott Tanser then brought the Buddies on the attack. His cross found Mark O'Hara, but his header was claimed by Robbie McCrory. O'Hara's pass then sent the home side in again. Curtis Main challenged for the ball in the box when it came in. He caught the keeper. Thankfully, McCrory was okay. Back up the other end, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 came close to bagging a second goal of the day. The Zambian was in inspired form, so after the break he did get on the score sheet again. He worked his way in from the left before smuggling a shot under Peter Miński. "12 goals for the season for the forward. A Greg Kilty corner then almost led to a St Mirren goal, but the men at the back post couldn't quite turn the ball in. A Kilty cross then found Main, but Rangers defended well. Finally, Antonio Čolak made it 3-0 to the visitors. He touched in Nicholas Raskin's header to grab his first goal since March. It was trophy day at Celtic Park. The visitors for the game were third-placed Aberdeen. Commentary comes from Ian Crocker and Andy Walker.
That is some sight at the home of the champions, Celtic Park. Alistair Johnstone has found Kyogo immediately, and that was begging for a goal around the 32nd mark from the man who usually puts them away. O'Reilly sends it into the mix again. Brilliant save from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. 𝓤𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 reacted swiftly. McGregor, Taylor, here is Kyogo, and you know what happens next. Trust him to get the title-winning party going at Celtic Park.
Jack McKenzie and Angus MacDonald, they want to try and block the right foot shot, but Kyogo's clever onto his left, he's confident on his left side, and 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 can't do anything about that. It's a typical Celtic goal under Ange Postecoglou.
Taylor, McGregor, it opened up for Callum McGregor, spilled by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, and he was always going to be there to feed on that. 2 quick goals for Kyogo.
Bruce's got to say that there's not a great deal of power in it from Callum McGregor. And credit to the striker, following up. Is there a spillage? If there is, I'll take advantage, and yet again he does.
Kyogo wants a speedy hat-trick. Kyogo! Quite a few in Celtic Park thought it was coming. McGregor. O'Reilly! Off the outside of the post from Matt O'Reilly, that was close. McGregor. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Well, if anyone could. Ralston, Forrest, just out of O'Reilly's reach, but 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 offside. It's not going to count for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷.
It's a good call from the far side assistant. He was offside, 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷.
O'Reilly's corner, and Starfeld's header!
It's a simple ball into the danger area. He meets it so well, he generates a bit of power, and he gets it in under the bar, well away from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷.
Starfelt for 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷. 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷 floating it in towards. Oh! It's another one.
Look at the angle he finds with the header. Well away from 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷, right into the top corner.
It is Jota! It's off the bar, but it's followed up by... Oh!
Well, look at O at the edge of the wall, and then he makes the run behind to ensure that he's first for the follow-up. Really good striker's play.
Champions again. And we're champions again because of this incredible group of players. Brilliantly led by our skipper, Callum McGregor. Champions again because of this unbelievable group of people working behind the scenes as staff. Outstanding. Champions again because I am a lucky man. And we got one more to go. We never stop.
This is their trophy. This is what they do. The Celtic way is the winning way. Champions of Scotland again.
After the break, we'll turn our attention to the bottom six, with 3 teams still in the mix to go down.
Screwfix Sprint, official partner of Sky Sports Football.
Ollie, lights! Whoa, lights?
Hey, good news, Dad.
What, are you going to pay the lecky bill?
I reckon I can get that flat now.
Here we are.
Lights.
When it's time to improve your credit score and make plans, it's time to be clear. Clear Score.
Every journey needs a hero. Choose an adventure that's stronger, smarter, safer. The new 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓰, the adventure continues. See Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, only in cinemas.
LV have always made it simple for me. To get great value home insurance, I can get cover from only £119.
Ryan McGowan's acrobatic shot over his bar. St Johnstone then went ahead. McGowan's header went all the way through to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓰, who made it 1-0 to the home side. After the break, Scott Pittman should have levelled for Livy. Jason Holt found him with a cross, but the midfielder was stretching to meet the ball and couldn't direct his header on target. Wright then should have made it 2-0 to the Saints. The ball was fizzed across the goal for him, but incredibly, he fired over. The ball put over the bar from just 4 yards out. St Johnstone were then awarded a penalty when James Brown was blocked off in the box. Chris Kane took it to score his first goal of an injury-plagued season. A huge and emotional moment for the striker, who only came back into the side earlier this month. Adam Montgomery had the chance to round off his loan spell from Celtic in style with a goal, but he curled his shot off target. Graham Curry then tried his best to make Wright forget about his earlier miss. He didn't trust his right foot, so went with his left here, and it didn't quite work out. Murray Davidson came on in the closing stages to say his goodbyes. He retires at the end of the season after 416 appearances for St Johnstone and 3 major honours. Andrew Shinnie nearly grabbed a late consolation for Livingston, but he saw his shot saved. A point against Ross County would be enough for Kilmarnock to stay up. County had to win to leapfrog their opponents. The home side threatened first. Liam Polworth's cross found Christian Doidge. Ross Laidlaw tipped his header over the bar. The deadlock was broken 9 minutes from the break. Brad Lyon's near-post run fooled County, and he flicked the ball home. This was his first goal since February 2021. Noah Kenner had the chance to level the scores. The ball dropped for him on the edge of the Killie box, but he put his shot well off target. In the second half, Danny Armstrong drove down the right for the home side. He teased Alex Jakubity before going past him. The defender brought him down, and the referee blew for a free kick. But where did the foul take place, though? After a VAR check, Kevin Clancy was then informed the challenge was on the line, so therefore a penalty should be awarded. Armstrong took it to put Kilmarnock firmly in control. County then claimed for a penalty of their own after Keith Watson said that he had had his shirt pulled. Initially, the foul wasn't given, but then VAR stepped in. The penalty was awarded, and Jan Dander stepped up to take it, and he took it in some style. He made it 2-1 with a fantastic spot kick. With 12 minutes to go, Kilmarnock fans were finally able to breathe easy. A goalmouth scramble of epic proportions took place, before finally, at the third time of asking, 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 managed to get the ball in the back of the net. When the full-time whistle sounded, Killie knew that they were safe. For Malky Mackay and Ross County, well, they must now enter the playoffs.
It was maybe just one game too many today, but we'll be ready again, patched up and ready again, and we've obviously got a tough game coming, a tough double-header coming now, but at the moment we're still in the league, and you know, we never finished bottom, which is, considering where we were 4 weeks ago, great credit to the group of players in there just now.
who finished first time past Kelly. This was his 10th goal of the season, and crucially, put United in front. Motherwell responded really well. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 was the first to threaten an equaliser, but he saw his shot blocked. Spittle then provided the ammunition for the next attack. His cross was headed goalwards by 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, but Newman pulled off a fine save. Van Veen then did well to tee up Mikel Mandron. His shot was blocked, as was that of Goss. James Furlong then saw his effort deflected onto the post. With just over 20 minutes to go, Motherwell did draw level. Van Veen laid the ball off to Spittle, who hit a low shot across the goalie and in. Van Veen then took Motherwell on the attack again, as he went in search of his 30th goal of the campaign. He laid the ball off to Spittle to his left. He returned it back for Van Veen, but his shot was blocked. Max Johnstone put the loose ball into the net, but his effort was ruled out for offside. Spittle had gone early with his run. A mistake by Ross Graham then let Motherwell in again. Goss was through on goal, but he overhit his pass for Van Veen, meaning the striker couldn't get enough power on his eventual shot. With 8 minutes to go, Motherwell went back in front. Furlong crossed from the left, and Johnstone powered ahead home. A hug for the assistant referee for keeping his flag down on this occasion.
The league table doesn't lie. Come the end of the season, the teams who are in the positions they're in deserve to be there, and unfortunately we deserve to be bottom of the table because performances haven't been consistent enough, and some of the goals that we've conceded there this afternoon pretty much sum up what has been happening throughout the course of the campaign.
So that result confirms that Dundee United are relegated. Ross County will now need to face Partick Thistle in the playoffs to retain their place in the top flight. Hearts join Celtic, Rangers and Aberdeen in Europe. Hibs or Inverness will join them, depending on the result in the Scottish Cup final. That's it for this season. Thanks for watching. From all on the Roundup, have a great summer, and we'll see you again in the new campaign.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.
Oh, no, that's not going to do it. A quick...
Good evening. From Firhill as Partick Thistle hope to make history. No team has ever finished fourth in the Scottish Championship and gone all the way to the top flight. Could they be the first in a season where they have hit form at the perfect time? Unbeaten in their last 10, they have sailed through these playoffs, scoring 16 goals in the process. And manager Chris Doolan names the same starting 11 for the fourth successive match. Ross County had the chance to secure safety on the final day, but defeat to Kilmarnock means they have 2 more games to remain in the top flight for a 5th successive season. But given they were 4 points adrift at the bottom with just 5 games to go, they have showed fight to give themselves this opportunity. Jordan White, he's fit and starts. He has 4 goals in his last 4 games. So it is Partick Thistle looking to return to the top flight after 5 seasons away. County desperate to ensure they remain in the Premiership. Kick-off in this first leg is just under half an hour away. Well, these playoffs have certainly delivered drama over the years, and I'm sure these 2 matches will be no different. And I'm joined tonight for it by Chris Boyd, James McFadden, and I'm delighted to be joined by Chris Doolan, Mr. Partick Thistle himself, over 400 games as a player, and now as manager, you've got a chance to take this team back to the top flight. Is it excitement, nerves, all of the above ahead of these 2 games?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything. Ultimately, there's excitement because, you know, we've got a real chance of getting back in the Premier League. We see it as a big chance in terms of we've came in as confident as we can possibly be. Yes, we've came for 4th place, but we've done 4 games in the playoffs, under the pressure of the playoffs, and we haven't just scraped through. We've came flying through all 4 games, so as much confidence as we can possibly have coming into this fixture. Yeah,
it's certainly not been fun for any of the teams that you've come up against so far. I know you won't change your style, your system and the way you approach the game, but how different a proposition is it against a Premiership side?
Yeah, we know that. You know, we're not under any illusions of this is a step up in class, and, you know, we have to make sure we look after the ball. Whenever you play a Premier League team, you need to look after the ball, which we do really well. And it's just a case of doing more of the same for us. Yes, there's a step up in class. If you make mistakes, you get punished at a higher level. But ultimately, if we look after the ball and we create the chances that we have been creating, I think we've showed in the 4 games previously that we're such a threat going forward. But we've had an awful lot of clean sheets as well, so we're quite defensively very sound as well.
Yeah, full of confidence. James, you've seen a lot of Partick Thistle this season, particularly in the playoffs. They've been very impressive under Chris Doolan, haven't they?
They have. He's done a magnificent job, considering he's not managed a team before. They run a form before getting into the playoffs, but the manner in which they've performed in the playoffs, and as Chris says, high pressure environment against teams that were probably, for the outsiders, favourites because of how close they came to maybe, you know, Queen's Park in particular, going up in the last day. They had it in their hands to go up. So, no, I've been really impressed. Well balanced side, a lot of experience, good couple of youth players as well. It's been a brilliant watch, to be honest with you. Even, you know, the game last week against United, the tie's done in the second leg. It's easy for me to say that beginning into the game because I've witnessed the first, but they turn up and they put on another performance and they show they're hungry to go and get goals, to even the defensive side of it. You know that come towards the end of the game, you're through, they're still defending properly, getting blocks in, not giving any encouragement. They're a joy to watch, they really are, and quite rightly to be confident going into the game tonight.
To see the new format, how's that helped you? I mean, you've obviously been involved in the playoffs before when it's been really condensed, the fixtures. Yeah,
I think it's probably helped us in the fact that, you know, we got through the Tuesday, Friday, but then you have a week to prepare it. Usually you're still playing Tuesday, Friday, or there's only a few days, whereas we went into it having a week to prepare. We've also been at home for every leg of the playoffs, which I think has played into our hands because we've came out the traps, we've scored a lot of goals going into the second tie away from home. So from us, our point of view, it's probably worked out pretty well so far. I'm quite liking the new format, actually.
You've enjoyed it, haven't you?
Yeah, I have enjoyed it. You know, I think if you don't enjoy it and you buckle under the pressure and you take everything, you can't get through the playoffs. I've been on the flip side of it as the Premiership side. When you come in, you've had a season losing games, but you come up against a side who are so together, scoring goals, winning games, and winning's a mentality thing. It also is a habit, but losing's a habit as well. and it's so hard to turn that around when you come into the playoffs under the pressure of these games.
And if all else fails, you get the boots on ready to go.
Well, I'll come up for the last 10 minutes. I still love to play. We'll maybe get a front three if you're not busy.
But you'll need to do the running.
Absolutely brilliant. Listen, we wish you all the very best over these 2 games. Thank you for speaking to us just now. That are the thoughts of the Partick Thistle manager Chris Doolan. Let's get the thoughts now of the players. We have one from each gentleman, from Partick Thistle, Brian Graham, and from Ross County, Jan Danda. They've both been speaking to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Brian, you've certainly had the momentum in the playoffs, but you've had it since the manager came in. Tell us how key that could be tonight.
Listen, it's crucial, in football, momentum can take you a long way. We're scoring goals freely at the moment, and we need to continue that tonight.
Yeah, and after that 11th place finish, what's the mindset now coming into this 2-legged tie?
Yeah, obviously we know we have 2 legs now, home and away, to beat Partick Thistle and obviously stay in the league. That's the main objective. We want to be playing Premier League football next season, so obviously we know that we have a job to do and we have to get it done to stay in the league.
You know Ross County well as a club. How difficult a challenge will this be, and how much of a step up will it be for your team tonight?
Listen, I had great success at Ross County. It's a great club, but tonight I've got a job to do for Partick Thistle. They're a Premiership side, they've got good players, but guess what, so have we, and we're here to win.
When the split came, we were 4 points off 11th, so a lot of people writ us off, but obviously we showed in the last 5 games how good we can be. Unfortunately, last week against Kilmarnock, we weren't quite at it, and they were the better team, and we obviously lost, so we're here now, but obviously we didn't dwell on it. We look forward to Partick Thistle and stay positive, so we know we've got 2 games now to really give everything and stay in the league, like I said.
You've got 20 goals this season, you've got 4 in the playoffs. What has it been about this team that gets the best out of you?
Listen, we're just a unit, we're well together as a group, and you've got Tiffany, pace, electric, Fitzpatrick. I think the boy could play at any level, so we've got really good players. And I think we can hurt Ross County tonight.
Last week we weren't at it. It showed in our performance. Compared to the last 4 games we played, we've been very good. And then against Kilmarnock, we let ourselves down a little bit, and they were the better team. So I think today we have to learn from that and be right at it from the start, because, like I said, we need to stay in this league, and obviously it's not going to be easy. So we've got 2 games now to make sure we do that.
In the first leg of games, you've been doing well, winning them. How key could that be? And do you have to go in with that mindset of making sure you take care of this game first?
Well, I think you've heard the manager speaking about cup football, and listen, we want to come here win. We want to go up to Dingwall, because I know how hard a place it is to go to get a result, but listen, to fully focus on this first 90 minutes first. Hopefully we can get a couple of goals and get a result.
Chris, Brian Graham, such an experienced player. I mean, he's had his best goal-scoring season in a decade, and at 35 years old, he just looks like he's really enjoying his football right now.
Yeah, but I think the thing with Brian is he's always scored goals throughout his career, and it's no different here at Partick Thistle. He gets himself in a position to score goals, and he touched on it there as well with the supply he's got from each side. Listen, it doesn't really matter what age you are. If you can get yourself in a position, your teammates will find you. You can see here he's always in and around that 18-yard box, sniffing opportunities, gets himself back on side, and then brilliant finish across the goalkeeper. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's been doing it for years now. I mean, this is just outstanding. A lot of people would have smashed it. He's just side foot into the far corner. But the thing for me is he's always in the move in and around that area, and that gives him the opportunity to score goals. It's a good job we showed that one and not the one just before it, because it's an absolute sitter that he missed, bounced off him. But no, I mean, I think looking at Brian throughout the years, he's not changed. And as I said, I'll say it again, gets himself into position as a goal scorer, that's all you want, and he'll go and win your headers. And I think Tiffany coming in off the sides as well, James, has helped him, because he can go and win it and get those flick-ons. Tiffany's pace can cause Ross County problems here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Graham scored his share of the goals, but he's not alone. Where are Partick Thistle most dangerous?
I think the combination down the right-hand side with Stevie Lawless and Jack McMillan. Jack McMillan's an attacking fullback, wants to get forward, and Stevie Lawless doesn't have, obviously, the pace that he used to have, but he's got the intelligence and the technique and the awareness. But Jack McMillan goes forward at will, and he goes forward because he knows that when he does, they'll find him. Tiffany's playing in that number 10 position, which frees him up, as Chris says, from the wide areas. But I mean, if you're watching that and the ball doesn't come, you would probably say to Jack McMillan, why are you making that run? It's not even a great run. It's just because he knows that Stevie Lawless will find him. This one here is on a plate for him, and it's just so dangerous down that right-hand side. You've got Brian Graham up in the middle that causes problems with his physicality, his willingness to run. It allows Lawless and McMillan to get forward, and it allows Tiffany to be free as well. And there's just such a fluidity about how they play, because they've got such a good relationship with each other.
Yeah, Partick Thistle flying high, full of confidence. They will be a match for Ross County tonight, who had to fight to avoid automatic relegation. They do come into this one, though, with no wins in their last 3, including that demoralising final day defeat. We will focus on them when we return.
Screwfix Sprint, official partner of Sky Sports Football.
Ollie, lights!
These Ross County fans have made the long journey south, hoping they can inspire their team to a healthy lead ahead of the second leg on Sunday. Manager Malky Mackay, he's enjoyed playoff success as a player. Can he do it as a manager? Let's hear from him. He is with Luke.
Malky, what gives you the confidence you can negotiate this two-legged tie and stay in the league?
Just that we prepare properly, we make sure that we know it's going to be a tough tie. It's half-time at the end of the game tonight, and playoffs are slightly different in terms of the makeup as far as that's concerned. We've still got to go back to play our leg back home in Dingwall, but we're looking forward to it.
Given that, then, do you have to be in a certain mindset, given this is the first leg, and make sure you treat it as going out and getting that win and giving yourself something to play for?
Yeah, well, undoubtedly it's going to be tough tonight. There'll be a big crowd in here tonight, I would imagine, and Partick have been on a roll, so we know the task at hand, but we're looking forward to it.
After the weekend, what have you said to the team in terms of the performance required against an opposition who do have a bit of momentum?
Just that's that was league season finished, and now it's like everything turns just to a two-legged playoff. I was proud of them, the fact that we were 4 points adrift after the Hearts game going into the split, and we end up not being the team that's relegated, where everyone kind of really had us down for that 12th spot. So unfortunately Dundee United go out the division, and good for us that we don't. So then the focus is on staying in the division, and we know the task at hand in front of us.
You've made 4 changes as well. How key do you think that is to try and get that spark tonight?
Yeah, we've got a small but very resilient group at the moment, just freshening things up a little bit, and everyone's going to be needed over the next 2 games.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Yeah, just the 7 stitches that Jordan White's sporting in his forehead tonight, but how big a boost is it that he is available to play?
Oh, massive. I think he'll relish the battle tonight. I think, no disrespect to Partick Thistle, but I don't think they were really tested throughout the playoffs in terms of that striker role. He'll test them tonight, that's for sure. Whether it's on the deck, he'll back in, get his team up the pitch. Well, obviously his threat in terms of going ahead, and it's a little bit hindered with that bandage that's around his head. But again, similar to Big Brian, he gets himself in positions to score goals, and he's done it. You can see here, just gets himself back on side, but then comes alive. It's what a ball that is across, but he manages to get himself. But he gets himself in the areas where you can score goals. I mean, we've spoken about Dundee United's defending all season. Again, it's poor there, but you've got to say Jordan gets himself in the areas to get it in the back of the net. And Ross County have come in here, and a lot of people look at it. They would have bitten your hand off to be in this position a few weeks ago, bitten your hand off. And I don't think there'll be phase coming here tonight. Yeah,
and with Jordan White as well, if you give him service, he can do just what we've seen in those VTs there. You've got 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰, you've got Edwards coming back in. Those are the players that he'll be looking at to supply him with the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. I think 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰's the main one, because when he plays, he can pick passes from anywhere, really. And when you've got a guy like Jordan White, I know he's got the bandage on, but the fact he's put himself out there, you'll see early on that he won't be afraid to go and put headers in and go and challenge for aerial duels. So I think with 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰, he'll be able to find Jordan White, and it is, I agree with Chris, a different proposition for Partick Thistle in terms of defence tonight, because they've not come up against anybody like Jordan White in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, really interesting couple of matches ahead. Well, Partick Thistle, they dropped out of the Premiership back in 2018 as they were beaten in the playoffs. Over these next 2 games, they hope they can inflict that fate on Ross County as both go head-to-head for the last remaining place in the top flight. It is home advantage for Thistle tonight. Can they take advantage? Kick-off is coming shortly.
Did you bring the bibs? Screwfix Sprint, official partner of Sky Sports Football.
Ollie, lights!
Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux star in the new satirical drama White House Plumbers. All episodes are available now on Sky Atlantic. Well, these Thistle fans have endured some pretty tough times of late, finding themselves in League One as recently as 3 seasons ago. Now, they are 2 games away from a return to the top flight. All the drama is coming next.
Everyone has their favourites. Favourite sport, favourite team, favourite players, favourite bets. Everyone's different. Life would be pretty dull if we all like the same thing. However, there is one thing we
Gone from 4th in the Championship all the way up to the Scottish Premiership, but this new format, the additional rest in between games, he's saying it's helping him, and potentially we could see it this year.
Yeah, it's helped him because the first, playoff, they play the last league game the Friday, the next game's Tuesday, then Friday, then they've got a full week to prepare and then another week to prepare. The reason he's saying it's good is because they've won, obviously, but it does favour, it does help the teams prepare properly. We see it last year, Inverness run out of steam. You were delighted with that, but they ran out of steam towards the end. I think it helps. Teams like Partick Thistle, be fresh coming into this game. They've been magnificent. They really have. Such a strong team. You hear them speak before. You can just tell they're confident. You can see it, sense of confidence. Not only in what they're saying, but how they say it. They believe they can go and get a victory tonight, and they believe they can go and win this playoff and go up to the Premiership. And it'd be unbelievable for them if they did.
And they will know that teams from the Championship can do it in the playoffs, because Partick Thistle found themselves in the Championship after losing in the playoff final to Livingston. So they know that the team in the Championship can turn this around, and that confidence we speak of, how much does that play into it, given that Ross County have had a sticky season and a struggle to even get into the position that they're in?
I think when you look at Ross County, you've got to take them because they're obviously a team that's played at a higher level at this moment in time. And I think, from their camp, they've actually said it, that, they're biting your hand off to get in this position a few weeks ago. They've given themselves an opportunity to stay in the top flight. It's up to Thistle, and, having watched their games recently, they'll take the game to the opposition, they'll ask questions of them, and you get the feeling that Ross County will have to defend really, really well. But at the same time, we've touched on it there. I don't think Akinyemi gets sent off after 20-25 minutes. I don't think Partick Thistle have been tested defensively in this moment in time. And if Ross County can get the ball forward and ask questions of them, we keep in for an entertaining game. And you never know, we might get a Glasgow derby in the top flight next year.
We'll see. It's a brilliant atmosphere in here, James, isn't it? The Partick Thistle fans have turned out in force. There's a really impressive amount have come down as well from Dingwall. It's a fair journey, and they've both come because it's so important to stay in the top flight, or to get into the top flight. I mean, it's massive for these two clubs.
Yeah, it is. I think, I've been at the playoff games for Partick Thistle, and the crowd have been there making noise. Even their away fans have been outstanding. They really have. But it shows you what it means, for Partick Thistle to go up, having, come up from League One as well, not so long ago. It would be massive for them, not only for the fans, financially for the club. It'd be huge for them. And for Ross County, I know that they're saying a couple of weeks ago they'd have bitten your hand off to be in this position. I think they're trying to, level it for the players and trying to spark something. They're still a team that have had a poor season. So Thistle are the team that's definitely come in with the momentum and the confidence. And Ross County know what they're... Thistle have got everything to gain. Ross County have something to lose. Makes it interesting, makes it a massive game.
I'm also loving the 90s club classics that are getting played here at Farnell.
I'll tell you what I'm not loving. I've totally underestimated this weather, so I'm going to go and see if I can go and get a team jacket.
It's roasting.
Listen, it's not that cold. It's not that cold, is it?
It can't be Bailey saying it's not that cold.
Listen, what do you two expect tonight? I know that it's difficult to predict these games. One is a Premiership side, one is a Championship side. You can't take that away from either of them, but at the same time, how big a gulf is that between the two leagues and these two teams?
I don't think there's much. I really don't. I think when you look at Partick Thistle this season as well, they had that little spell, with the Broth game, Hamilton game, and Cove Rangers game that they dropped points, and if not, they could have won the league. So that's showing you how much the quality is there in the squad. And as I said, if Ross County need to perform, they're going to leave here with a result, but obviously we've got a second leg to look forward to on Sunday.
Yeah.
And James is driving, so it makes it all the better.
Yeah, I don't think there's a huge gap. I think you go through the Partick Thistle team that's players with Premiership experience, so I don't think there's a huge gap. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
It really will. There are the two teams. They are ready to go for this first leg of this Premiership playoff. So let's join our commentary team for this one. Andy Walker is alongside Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Aileen. It's the 12th Premiership playoff final. In 7 of the previous 11, the top division team has prevailed. But Dundee did turn the tide 2 years ago when they beat Kilmarnock. So did Livingston 5 years ago when they beat Partick Thistle. So it can be done, and Partick Thistle know it. It is the same again for Chris Doolan. Brian Graham has scored 20 goals this season. He had 2 spells at Ross County and won 3 trophies with them. Jack McMillan and Scott Tiffany have both scored 3 goals in the playoffs so far, and they provided assists too. Long-serving Stuart Bannigan is on the bench after 3 games out. So is Danny Mullen, who won this playoff with Dundee a couple of years back. Malky Mackay makes 4 changes from Kilmarnock and pins his faith in 16-year-old Dylan Smith. Awura Edwards and Victor Latore also come in, and there's a first start since January for Jordan Tilson. Jordan White is okay after suffering a cut to the head at the weekend. Simon Murray's on the bench. He scored twice against Partick Thistle this season for Queen's Park. Ross County can only name 7 subs. Brian Graham won the championship title, the League Cup and the Challenge Cup with Ross County, but now he's trying to turf them out of the Premiership. Jordan White became the first Ross County player since Brian Graham to score a hat-trick in that crucial win at Dundee United, and he scored 8 goals in 10 playoff matches in his career. So Partick Thistle legend Chris Doolan has taken them to the brink of the Premiership. Just 1 defeat in his 17 games in charge. Malky Mackay hoping to preserve Ross County's place in the top flight. It will all be decided over 2 legs. The second leg in Dingwall on Sunday. Before kick-off, there will be a minute's applause for Hugh Strachan, part of the legendary Partick Thistle team that won the League Cup in 1971, thrashing Celtic 4-1. It was 4-0 after 37 minutes. Hugh and his fellow defenders let Kenny Dalglish score a consolation. Strachan, once a Jack, always a Jack. David Munro is the referee, and we do have VAR for the playoff final. Andrew Dallas is watching. Going up or staying down, staying up or going down. The stakes are so very high for Partick Thistle and for Ross County. What are you expecting, Andy?
Well, I've been here for a few hours, and you can sense this sense of confidence around Partick Thistle, given the amount of goals that they scored in the playoffs. But you look at this Ross County side, and they're very physical. They have a bit of experience. I think it's set up for a really tight contest.
Can Ross County preserve their place in the Premiership, or will it be hijacked by Partick Thistle? Well, they're going to have a long throw to contend with immediately from Jack Baldwin, and this can be a potent weapon for Ross County. think the advertising boards have been shuffled a little bit further to that touchline today with this in mind. Jack Baldwin then immediately launching one. Stephen Lawless trying to fend off 𝓣𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰. Edwards for Conor Randall. Doherty won that. Jordan White needed 7 stitches in that head wound suffered at Kilmarnock. And he's an easy one to spot tonight, not just because of his height.
Well, they also need to be aware of the fact that he can score goals.
Danda, Edwards. Ross County on the front foot from the off. It's Jan Danda to whip that in. And Alex Samuel in there as 1 or 2 cry for handball, but the free kick's gone to Partick Thistle.
Well, I think what will impress Malky Mackay is the fact that he had 4 Ross County players inside the box as Danda fired it in, looking to get on the end of that cross. It's just bouncing around, and then there's a bit of a handball there.
Malky Mackay's Ross County were a fair way adrift going into the split, but it ended up with Dundee United being relegated. Ross County won at 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 and also beat Livingston, and those back-to-back wins served them well.
Yeah, both clubs have won pressure games, haven't they? Obviously Thistle in the playoffs, but equally being 4 points adrift going into the split. Ross County did ever so well just to finish second bottom and have this chance to retain their Premiership status.
Whilst Ross County have struggled for goals this season, Partick Thistle have scored loads, 16 alone in their 4 playoffs. Queen's Park were beaten 8-3 on aggregate. United beaten 8-0 on aggregate. Now for Ross County. Conor Randall first to that, though. Laura Edwards. Jan Danda takes over. Turner away to Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's got good skill and ability. Fitzpatrick saw him here against Ayr United, played ever so well.
Ross County were relegated from the Premiership 5 years ago and even went down to League One during COVID. It would be quite some story if they could find their way back to the top flight of Scottish football. Brian Graham tangling with Jack Baldwin. Kevin Holt got to that, intercepted by 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 Edwards, who will be suspended for the second leg. His 3rd red card of the season, catching up with him by then. Holt. Turner. Here's Jack McMillan, who's done so well in these playoffs, scoring and creating. Stephen Lawless now, who's been there, seen it, done it, and might get a shot away here. He does, and 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is equal to it.
Well, this is what Lawless can do. 1v1, gets himself away from Smith, and it just opens up for him. No one goes to close him down. And in the end, it's a save that you would expect from Ross 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Stephen Lawless playing his 275th game for Partick Thistle, and he will take this corner. It's Ross Doherty who's sliced that, although 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 is still going to have to deal with it. It became more awkward than it initially looked.
Well, he turned away in disgust when he saw this take a bit of a bobble. But it turned into a difficult one. Again, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 had to deal with it.
Change of corner kick taker. It's Kyle Turner to ping this in, but that is comfortable for 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. And he's looking to release Edwards. Alex Samuel. Jordan Tilson. Conor Randall playing as part of the back three. Samuel's cross, Edwards. Jordan Tilson having a go, but didn't really connect properly.
I think it's a big chance, Ian. I mean, it fell to him perfectly, just inside the box, and he couldn't get a good hold of it.
Or a Muirhead for Jack McMillan.
There's no sitting back here from Ross County. They're wide players in the middle of the park. Edwards and Harman pushing well forward.
Launched by Mitchell towards Lawless, who has top sides for the moment with Aidan Fitzpatrick. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 taken out by Lawless, and David Munro will just have a quiet word.
𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓼's comfortable on the ball, good skill, good ability, really quick feet at times.
Danda over this. He has scored penalties in Ross County's last 2 matches. Danda in. Dylan Smith just failing to make contact there, the 16-year-old who Malky Mackay has given a 6th start to tonight in this crunch match.
Yeah, he speaks highly of him. He's got the type of aerial threat that is, I think, evident throughout this Ross County side.
Brian Graham will show interest, stepping in front of Baldwin. Here is McMillan. Turner turns away from White, skips away from Tilson. Lawless now. Fitzpatrick has made really good progress. What a way to start the playoff final! Partick Thistle up and at them again. Aidan Fitzpatrick and Chris Doolan's team are really fancying this, really fancying a charge towards the Premiership.
Well, this is how positive Fitzpatrick can be. Lawless drills it out to him, and he's quickly approached by 2 players. Look how quickly he moves his feet. And then he assesses the situation, gets it well away from Laidlaw. Brilliant skill and ability there. I think a more cynical opponent would just make the foul and take the yellow, but once he's inside the box, he gets it well away from the diving Baldwin, and of course Ross Laidlaw on the goal. There's even a foul there, but he stays on his feet, and what a finish it is. Absolutely magnificent. There's a bit of a touch there actually from Baldwin.
A brilliant strike from the man who left Partick Thistle for Norwich a few years ago now, ended up coming back. Quite a few players end up coming back to Partick Thistle. It's that kind of club.
Well, what a start. Chris Doolan could not have hoped for anything better. Can they build on it?
Partick Thistle's 17th goal in 5 playoff matches, but Jan Danda ready to float this one in. It's away by Mitchell. Fitzpatrick, that's come off him. So he has certainly sparked this playoff, Aidan Fitzpatrick. Ross County seeking a rapid response though. George Harman has Danda available for a quick corner. Dundee confronted by Lawless. Got the cross in though. That's going to be a free kick. Fitzpatrick. Is it me or is he involved in everything at the moment?
He's made a brilliant start, but this is him doing the defensive side of things. Just happy to take that foul. But he does all of his best work middle to front, especially in and around the 18-yard box. It's such a terrific goal, so positive, and exactly the type of approach that Thistle have.
Brian Graham and Jack Baldwin together again. Lawless trying to sneak in, but it was cleared by Harmon. It's another corner. And the Partick Thistle fans behind that goal, what they would give for a second, having already made a breathtaking start. It's Kyle Turner to ask the question again, just over the head of Kevin Holt. This throw will be left to the long throw expert, Jack Baldwin. Baldwin sneaking a couple of yards there. Dundee back for Samuel. Edwards. Dundee. Harmon. Smith. It's a forlorn chase for Jordan White.
Well, all you want to do is make a positive start as a home team. This is brilliant skill. And look at the touch here that it takes off Baldwin. Maybe his head, a bit of his shoulder, maybe fools a little bit of Ross Laidlaw, but in any event, Fitzpatrick was positive and got the reward.
Sent back by Baldwin. Doherty now for Lawless. Harmon on his case and threaded it through to White. Dylan Smith over the head of Alex Samuel. Tiffany's up there on his own at the moment. It's steered away by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓷𝓷𝓰, but only as far as Fitzpatrick. Kevin Holt. Tiffany. Fitzpatrick. Almost in again there. And there's a yellow card coming out and a free kick in a very promising position for Partick Thistle, who've made quite a start here.
Well, again, looks like Smith coming over, and he misses the ball completely. Takes a big swipe at it, wipes out Fitzpatrick. I think the right decision is a yellow, but we've got Partick Thistle in a promising position here to get a second goal.
Doherty placing it. Yellow card for Dylan Smith.
Lawless looks as though he's a threat. Fitzpatrick looks as though he's a threat. These wide players for Thistle looking really strong in these early stages, really inventive.
There is a VAR check going on, which means there'll be a slight delay. They are checking the attacking phase of play. Andrew Dallas on VAR duty. Partick Thistle fans have made their mind up. Well, David Munro is going to be sent to the monitor here to see whether it was denying An obvious goal-scoring opportunity. And Malky Mackay and Dylan Smith could be in bigger bother here.
Yeah, you know he's going off as soon as the referee goes over to the monitor.
Will there be an early red card at Firhill? 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 summoning David Munro to the monitor, and it's his call now. Ross County are a goal down. Are they about to be a man down?
Well, it's going to be deemed as denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. It's going to be a red.
Well, Ross County are down to 10 men here. The red card is out. And 16-year-old Dylan Smith walks 16 minutes into the first leg of this playoff final.
Well, you can see where the referee is, and initially he gives a yellow. Had Fitzpatrick remained on his feet, I think there would have been a clear and obvious goal-score opportunity, and Smith completely mistimed it. A young player, he will learn from that, but this is painful, forcing Ross County into an early change.
Keith Watson is going to come on for Alex Samuel. He's the man who has to make way. Keith Watson will add defensive reinforcement. But Partick Thistle could double the punishment here with this free kick. Been waiting a while to take it. And Dylan Smith's playoff comes to a very early end. And what can Thistle do with this? Ross Docherty has placed the ball. Others on the scene too. Looks like it'll be left to the captain, but it never looked overly likely.
Well, Partick Thistle can't ask for a better start than this. A goal to the good, they're now a man to the good. A lot of pressure now on Malky Mackay and his players to cope.
It's all going rather well for Chris Doolan, Partick Thistle legend, over 400 games for the club, 121 goals. Ross County are going to have to do this the hard way. Kevin Holt. Ryan Graham.
Brilliant first touch from there. Instant control.
Keith Watson has slotted into the left side of that back three. Holt now. Turner. New ahead for McMillan.
You'd imagine that they will have much more of the ball now, Partick Thistle, and in the wide areas, that is where they're getting a lot of joy. Lawless and Fitzpatrick, they've been well fed.
Tiffany for Fitzpatrick. Well, he's loving this game at the moment. Swirling centre is put behind for another corner by George Harmon.
Again, great skill from Fitzpatrick, getting to the byline with his step over, getting a deep cross in this time.
Kyle Turner's corner, Laidlaw's having that. Ross Docherty. 20 minutes in, and Chris Doolan's Partick Thistle are continuing a theme in these playoffs. They have performed brilliantly across the two legs against Queen's Park, likewise against Ayr United, and now they have the lead against Premiership Ross County. Edwards will get a free kick off Holt, though.
I think this is what Thistle don't want to concede. Too many of these free kicks. It will just allow Ross County to get their big players into the box, maybe their best chance of getting back into the game.
Keith Watson on as a sub for Alex Samuel in the aftermath of Dylan Smith's red card. Victor Latoury's path is blocked by Fitzpatrick, but Ross County have kept this going with Edwards. Edwards up against Fitzpatrick, but able to get his cross in.
Well, he got to it first, Tilson, but couldn't control it, couldn't keep it in the pitch.
Partick Thistle hoping to become the first team who finished fourth in the championship to win promotion. They are the first fourth place team to even reach the final. Lawless. He's found McMillan, who's been setting up goals for fun in these playoffs. Ross County living dangerously.
What a beautiful pass from Lawless. It was the weight of it. He knows when to get rid of it as well. Lovely skill there, but sees the space, and the pass into McMillan, absolutely terrific. So unlucky that Brian Graham's not on the end of that.
Jordan White rising with Brownlee. Danda. Edwards. Harmon trying to sneak in here, and McMillan have to be wary. It is a corner for Ross County.
Again, it's impressive just to see the amount of Ross County bodies in the box. They've got it wide right. You've got three teammates in there trying to get on the end of it. He has to do really well there. Jack McMillan just to turn it round.
Jordan White, one of a few potential targets here for Ian Danda. Danda's corner away by Doherty. Latoury sends it back to Danda to try again. Doherty sticking with him now. Brilliant from Ross Doherty. But Harmon not giving up on this yet. Too much on the cross, but kept in by Awura Edwards. Dylan Smith, full of thoughts, now watching from the stand after his red card.
Yeah, football can be cruel sometimes. He'll feel as though he's let his teammates down. It's a really steep learning curve for him, especially in such a big game.
Ross County without one of their usual defenders today. Alex Iacovitti, who has a pelvic problem. Scott Tiffany looking to latch on to this, and he's always a threat.
Well, he's got that bit of pace, hasn't he, that can get in behind, can trouble most defences.
Good to catch up with Charlie Nicholas earlier, taking the game in at 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Yeah, good to see him last week at the golf day for Billy McNeil, our former manager, raising a bit of awareness and a few funds for dementia.
Tiffany fending off Baldwin to good effect. Brian Graham now unable to feed Fitzpatrick. Danda, Jordan White. Harmon took that down so well, but blocked by McMillan.
Well, his control was good, Harmon. I don't think he was finding the target with his second touch. But looking lively again, Ross County, despite being down to 10 men.
Here's Jack Baldwin. Edwards is on loan from Bristol City. Jordan Tilson making his first start since January, has been out injured, and then has been a serial sub as the offside flag goes up against Edwards. Taylor Mitchell, who spent last season with Hibs but didn't get to play for them. Lawless. Laturi. Brian Graham wanted a free kick. Laturi. Harmon. Here's Tiffany. Conor Randall will clear. Lawless. And McMillan once again gets in the box. Gets in where it counts. We've seen him do that so many times in these playoffs.
Yeah, it's a great understanding to have. And yet again, a lovely pass from Lawless.
Graham. Holtz back to Brownlee. Lawless. Lawless setting it up for Turner. Back to Lawless. Laidlaw plucks that out of the air from Kevin Holt.
Lawless is a real danger, a real threat. Him on the right-hand side, Fitzpatrick on the left. They look so lively, they look so up for it. And they're creating chances.
Free kick has gone against Jordan White and in favour of Darren Brownlee.
Well, he loves that physical aspect, but when you're wrapping your arms around the neck of your opponent, you know it's going to be a foul.
Lawless, Tiffany. He's relished every second of these playoffs as well, Scott Tiffany, but that was one that got away.
Almost got himself away there from Keith Watson. There's a sharpness about them that will always be a threat to that back three of Ross County, whether it's Randall or Baldwin.
Gordon Strachan there, working for Dundee now, and involved in appointing Tony Docherty next to him as their new manager, and James McPake, who won promotion with Dunfermline back to the Championship, having taken Dundee up in the playoffs a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I spotted Dougie Emery and Andy Millen as well. He'll be giving you a row for not picking them out.
Can only spot three at a time. Docherty for McMillan, who came through Motherwell's academy, as quite a few did. Turner. Stopped by Harman. Watson's clearance. Ross Doherty onto it. Brian Graham onto it. And Watson, having given the ball away, recovered to make the block.
Yeah, it was his mistake, Watson. But eventually he gets the block because Brian Graham gets himself into a really good position here, knowing that there's something on. It's a really good pass to him. One touch to control, trying to pull the trigger. Normally it goes through the legs of the defender, but he got a good touch there.
Lawless offered a short corner by Tiffany, who tried to spin Harman.
Yeah, why not? A bit of imagination is always required in the last third, and he's, I think, confident enough to try most things.
This one will be going straight in, but it's going straight out, although straight back in the direction of Lawless. Turner showed for him. Lawless held up by Tilson. And Jan Dander is tripped by Tiffany. Well, these two teams will meet again on Sunday in the second leg, and you can see it from 4 o'clock on Sky Sports Football, live from Dingwall. Jordan White rising with Muirhead. Ross County short of numbers at the moment, and Awura Edwards and Dylan Smith will be suspended for the second leg.
Yeah, they only have 7 on the bench tonight.
Turner. Muirhead. He was around these parts when Partick Thistle won promotion to the Premiership a decade ago. Went away and came back like a good few. Turner. Tiffany. It's off Keith Watson for another corner.
And again, it's the sharpness of Tiffany inside the box. He receives it well, turns, looking to get another dangerous ball across goal, but happy to settle for the corner again.
Well, Turner sends it in. Reid Lorch just about managed to grab hold of that in time.
Oh, so much grappling inside the box, and you can see he throws himself at it. Jack Baldwin gets it at the second attempt. Ross Laidlaw. Baldwin's okay. Don't think he needs any treatment.
Brian Graham hoping to add to his 20 goals this season. His best return for a decade. Jordan White now. Dander takes over. Harman on the scene as well. And Dander has secured a corner off Muirhead.
Given that they're down to 10 men, I think they're doing well to get as much of the ball in the attacking third. And they're getting balls into the box. There's a graphic that proves it, that they're still, you know, a real threat here despite being down to 10 men.
Jan Dander making the signals. Oh, it's bouncing around. Edwards and Latourie try to keep it going. Dander again. Away by Brownlee. Conor Randall. Fitzpatrick kept him occupied. Baldwin. Danda. Whipping that cross in for Watson. Edwards. Taking the long way round and unable to deliver a cross, but Ross County are giving it their best shot in their quest for an equaliser.
Well, yet again, 4 teammates in the box when the cross comes in. Look at these white shirts. He's just mistimed the flight of the ball there slightly. Keith Watson trying to keep it alive. In the end, Edward wastes it. But they are looking like a threat when they get forward, Ross County.
Tiffany. It's gone out for a Ross County throw. Macmillan's socks have seen better days, although that does help the circulation a bit, but those socks will be down by his ankles in the second half, part of a superstition that's started with this playoff run. Any omens will do. Edwards. Blocked by Fitzpatrick.
Edwards cannot afford to do that, lose the ball in his own defensive third.
Doherty now for Turner. Brownlee for Muirhead. Kevin Holt. It's a Thistle throw. Off Randall. Tiffany blocking that clearance from Watson. Brian Graham. Away by 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 before Ross Doherty could make a connection. And here's Danda now with Edwards to his right. Danda. Macmillan, Lawless. Holt. Doherty. Turner.
Look at McMillan down this right-hand side. He offers himself every time. He's got such a great understanding with Lawless. It's one of the, I think, the key features of Partick Thistle as they try and attack this Ross County defence.
Tiffany. McMillan. Lawless. Graham. Brian Graham, it was always rising from the moment it left his boot, but he'll be back for more.
Well, yet again, it's McMillan into Lawless. Lawless is the one who finds Graham, and it's his first touch that gives him instant control, and again allows him just to adjust the ball quickly and get a pop at goal. But I think Chris Doolan will be really happy with the way that they're attacking, especially down the wide areas. More importantly, down the right, for that relationship between McMillan and Lawless is really working well for them.
Well, Chris Doolan experienced the pain of relegation when Partick Thistle lost in this playoff to Livingston back in 2018. Livingston came up, Partick Thistle went down, and have stayed down and been even lower on their journey. Dispatched by Randall.
Well, I think Thistle's ambition has surely got to be to build on this one-goal lead. They're playing against 10 men for a long time. They need to be patient. They've got the qualities up front. You just wonder whether they'll be able to keep the clean sheet. They've got a free kick here, I think.
We have a card for Jordan Tilson.
50-50 here. He's a bit unlucky to get a yellow there, I think.
Brian Graham's okay, and amongst those waiting for Kyle Turner's free kick. Turner takes Graham. Lawless, Holt. Brownlee down here for Lawless. Graham is challenged and ends up on the ground and is still down. David Munro will go check on him now.
Played in with really good pace. He actually got it. He got on the end of it, Graham, but he was just a bit ahead of the ball, and then he's still trying to get involved in the danger area. So many bodies around him there. Eventually, Ross County clear it. Lawless just getting it into the danger area.
An official drinks break on a mild evening after a beautiful sunny day in Glasgow.
Well, the aim for Thistle was always going to be a home win, some sort of advantage to take to the Highlands on Sunday. And given that they're already one ahead, the goal must be to get at least another. I think he would be happy to get out of here with a 1-0. I've got to say, they look dangerous when they get the ball forward.
Graham, shadowed by Baldwin. Fitzpatrick. Doherty's cross. Collected by Laidlaw.
I like the way how Doherty got himself forward there. Just went beyond the striker, getting into the last third.
Jordan White and Darren Brownlee together again. Edwards back to Randall. But not much time on the ball over there. Baldwin, as we know, can go long. Doherty won that. Half-time is looming. Partick Thistle ahead with a fine finish, albeit deflected by Aidan Fitzpatrick. Dylan Smith, the 16-year-old, sent off for Ross County, but they have actually responded quite well to going behind, and we think there might be as much as 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half. McMillan. Baldwin got to that first. Stephen Lawless not offering much sympathy there. On we go. Tiffany. Lawless seeking out Brian Graham. It's away by Conor Randall, but will be another corner. Turner. Graham! What a finish! And it had to be him against his former club. Partick Thistle saving their best for the playoffs and pushing for promotion to the Premiership.
It's got to be one of the best finishes of the season. It's absolutely magnificent from Brian Greer. And the ball is fired in from Turner, but he's got so much to do. And he does it so well. You saw in the clips before the game his controlled volley against Queen's Park. Look at the height of that ball. And look how well Graham meets it. knowing exactly where the target is. He gets himself in front of Conor Randall, and it's just first class. Striking of the highest order, a brilliant goal.
To make that 21 goals this season for a man who won 3 trophies with Ross County. But he's a man on a mission to take Partick Thistle into the top flight.
I mean, his first touch tonight, the whole game, Ian, has been magnificent. But that finish there, a wonderful finish.
35 now, Brian Graham. Still got it, safe to say. That was a finish.
And he'll be so pleased with it because it's such an important game.
McMillan. Wallace. McMillan. Partick Thistle fans are loving this. They're out in force again. For Hill, for thrills. Been plenty of those in this playoff campaign. And that's going to be a yellow card for George Harmon now, and a free kick in a terrific position for Partick Thistle to seek a third.
Again, it's a foul, it's not a yellow, but Turner showing a real good burst of pace. Getting to a danger area again. What sort of ball can he come up with here?
Carl Turner over this. Lawless is there too, with his left foot. Brian Graham waiting offside at the moment, but not for long, you would think. Lawless leaves it for Turner. Will it get better for Thistle? He was looking for that near post.
Yeah, he's very ambitious, Kyle Turner, shaping as if he's going to put it into the box for all his teammates to go and attack, but wanted to try and test the goalkeeper. Chris Doolan must be ecstatic. First 45 minutes, the first half, a 2-goal advantage. He'll be looking to build on it.
Well, he was talking so confidently about his team's chances in the build-up with Ely and the guys. And they are certainly absolutely full of confidence after scoring goals galore. They quite like him in these parts. What a player he was for them over the years. 11 years in total. And only 17 games or 18 games into management, including tonight. He's only lost once in Inverness. Easy, this management luck.
You won't find anyone more popular around here, unless you meet Chick Chandler, of course.
Lawless. Tiffany. That didn't quite work out. Straight from Jordan White. Here's McMillan once again bursting into the box. Brian Graham again! And Ross County put their bodies in the way. Baldwin and Watson, but another corner.
He's very lucky, Jordan White, that he didn't give away a chance for Thistle. He got a third goal there. Really loose pass. Thistle all over it.
There was a quick check for a potential handball there, but that's over, and the corner can go ahead. Kevin Holt and Jack Baldwin being spoken to by David Munro. This may well be the last action of this first half. A first half that has belonged to Partick Thistle. Turner takes. Taron Brownlee was attacking that. Doherty sent it back in. Ross County need to clear ranks quickly and hold out for that half-time whistle. Hill is mostly on his feet. An excellent opener from Aidan Fitzpatrick sets the tone for that first half. You thought that goal was good. How about Brian Graham's finish? The former Ross County striker has put Partick Thistle in pole position in this playoff. Ross County down to 10 men after the sending off of teenager Dylan Smith. It's all going the way of Thistle at the moment. Half-time in the first leg of the playoff final. Partick Thistle 2, Ross County 0.
brilliantly, James, and what a wonderful goal to put them ahead.
Yeah, they have. I'm not surprised they've started so well, but what a goal it is. Aidan Fitzpatrick down that left-hand side. Look, you question the defending at Ross County, of course you will, but the skill, Aidan Fitzpatrick, just to shift that inside, take it back in towards the box, and when it gets in there, have you get the finish? He certainly has. There is a deflection on it, but I think it's nestling in the back of the net anyway. It's a brilliant start for them and a brilliant goal by Aidan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and the Partick Thistle fans were celebrating VAR. Not many fans have done that this season, but it took VAR to give the red card to Dylan Smith. And were you surprised that it needed so long?
I don't know why. Actually had to go to VAR. You can see he's clearly impeded. And I know you might think, oh, he's not going to go on it, but there is a chance you can go on it. It is a red card, there's no doubt about it. Listen, you don't want to see anyone sent off, and it's a learning curve for the youngster. You know, you kind of feel for him. You know, we go back to the day at Hearts at Tynecastle as well, but it was at his best afternoon, and then you come here tonight. Like, he's just totally mistimed it, but you know, he can have no complaints. It is a red card, and as I said, you know, Partick Thistle, yeah, they will be delighted with VAR, but I don't understand why it had to go, because it was a red card right away.
Yeah, it came to the right decision in the end, but then Partick Thistle just before the break, that man Brian Graham that we pointed out,
finish.
And yeah, I mean, you two would both have been delighted with this finish.
Well, it's one thing, none of us could get a leg up this side, but it's a great ball in. There's no chance of Ross County defending it. They've been sharp to everything, Partick Thistle, and I think, you know, when it comes flying in there, and then it's an unbelievable finish, James.
It's magnificent, it really is. And you know, the ball for Kyle Turner, it's bending away, so it's hard to get a block on it. Brian Graham's running towards his own goal, swings a leg at it, and the connection's brilliant. Andy mentioned it in commentary, Chris spoke about it before the game, his goal against Queen's Park. He just passes it into the net with power. It's an unbelievable finish.
See, when you go back to the start as well, I mean, I know you look at Ross County starting with a back three, the red card, the three defenders are so far over the one side of the pitch, and it's not really give them any opportunity or foundation to build on. You've got to say, Malky will absolutely bite your hand off to get out of here 2-0 right now.
Yeah, it will be a very big team talk happening for Malky Mackay right now, because they find themselves 2 down and a man down at the break. It is all going so well for Championship side Partick Thistle. We will be back very shortly.
Screwfix Sprint, official partner of Sky Sports Football. Screwfix Sprint, official partner of Sky Sports Football.
We are a quarter of the way through this playoff final. The second half comes from Dingwall on Sunday. We are on Sky Sports Football from 4 o'clock. But in terms of these two matches, it is certainly so far so good for Partick Thistle.
Has made really good progress. What a way to start the playoff final! Kevin Holt, Tiffany, Fitzpatrick, almost in again there. The red card is out. Turner, Graham! What a finish! And it had to be him against his former club.
At William Hill, we get the value of football. The value.
In the course of this playoff final, they've brought on Ben Purrington, so let's get all the details of that with our commentary team, Andy Walker, alongside Ian Crocker.
And it's George Harman who has made way. Ben Purrington makes his first appearance since October. He's been out with a fractured ankle, but he does have playoff history in England, having scored for Charlton at Wembley when they beat Sunderland back in 2019.
Yeah, I think Ross County will just go to a back four now. They'll have the four in front of them. Jordan White just ploughing the lone furrow up front.
Partick Thistle are sitting pretty on a 2-0 lead. There's been such a good feel about this team throughout their playoff campaign, which will run to 6 matches in itself. And there is such a good feeling around Firhill at the moment too, after that first half showing. McMillan and Lawless linking up again down that side. Turner, Lawless, Jordan Tilson moved in. So far, so very good for Chris Doolan, not just tonight, but across the playoffs and in management generally. He replaced Ian McCall back in February. And it's been relatively straightforward for him.
Yeah, listen, I'm sure Ian McCall is watching this, and he would love watching Thistle win a game like this. He loves this club, and it'd be a bit hard done by to be relieved of his duties, but yes, Chris Doolan has done a remarkable job since taking over.
New head now. Millen. Partick Thistle so high on confidence after scoring 8 goals against Queen's Park and 8 against Ayr United. The 10 men of Ross County somehow have to rally here, but Thistle look in the mood for more. Brian Graham trying to tee up Kevin Holt. It's away by Conor Randall. Fitzpatrick, who scored that wonderful opener, will lead this for Kevin Holt. Brian Graham shows. Baldwin for Jordan White. Edwards. Stopped in his traps. Excellent challenge from Holt. And here's Randall. Holt quickly moved in on him too, but it will be a corner.
Poor touch from Randall. It was too heavy. Had to take a better first touch and then get it into the box. Hull did well, so determined to get back and help out.
Jordan White bandaged after that head cut at Kilmarnock, which required 7 stitches. Jan fires in. Keith Watson trying to have a go, but it ends up with David Mitchell.
I think it's their best chance of getting back into the game, Ross County. Cross balls.
Here is Fitzpatrick as Partick Thistle look for a quick break. Tiffany. It's only those two at the moment. Tiffany. Brian Graham was about to shoot. Turner took it away from him. Lawless looking to make it happen. Tiffany, big handball shout, fired over by Brownlee, by Holt rather.
I think Holt could have done better. I know that the ball is just bouncing around in there. Lawless again, just causing so many problems with his skill, his close control. I don't think that's a penalty, but when it falls to Holt, it's a really good chance there to get a third. Takes it a bit too early.
Well, if he had scored there, Kevin Holt, that would have taken him into double figures for the season. Andrew Dallas on VAR duty has had a look at any potential handball, nothing doing there. Muirhead is down, but will be okay.
And here's the handball they were looking at. It looked as though it came off his thigh. It did. Randall, with the movement of the hand, it's always going to attract a shout, especially from the home support.
County could do with a reply to take back to the Highlands, where these two will meet again on Sunday. It's turned into a tough shift, this, for Malky Mackay and Ross County. Thistle have now scored 59 goals at Firhill this season, their best return for a decade.
And I think you can see it's appreciated by this home support. Very boisterous tonight, loving the football that they're seeing.
Edwards has pinched that. Jordan White in the box. Edwards still going, tracked by Turner. Jordan White trying to turn it in, but it will be a corner.
Well, you give the ball away in the middle of the pitch, and Edwards has got the type of pace to try and cause you problems. I thought Kyle Turner did really well to try and get back and close him down.
Jan Dander ready to take this. Ross County's need is urgent. Cleared by Doherty. Randall hoisting it high, but that will duly be dealt with by Brownlee. Scott Tiffany. Tiffany off target, and he's usually been on target lately.
I think that was always in his mind, but earlier on it was Jordan White at the other end who looked. You look at White here, trying to peel away. Edwards driving into the box, getting away from Turner. He's made the move to the front post, and really well defended in the end there from Aaron Muirhead.
Partick Thistle has now scored 100 goals this season, the most since that team of the early 1970s. Famously won a League Cup. In contrast, Ross County haven't even made it to 50 goals yet. They're on 49.
What a hindrance it's been. Just losing Regan Charles Cook, Humboldt, scoring so many goals when they were at the club.
David Cancola, the Austrian, is about to come on for Jordan Tilson. Brian Graham let it go. Fitzpatrick, 2 goal scorers involved. Scooped away by Baldwin. Retrieved by Ross Doherty. Turner. Well, that's unlike him.
Yeah, he's not played in the top flight, Kyle Turner, but he absolutely could. He was terrific against Ayr United. He's been really experienced tonight, showing all his quality.
The 200th start of Jordan Tilson's career, his first since January, comes to an end with David Cancola coming on. County only able to name 7 subs. Shorter numbers for such an important match. Brownlee kept his eye on that. Doherty, Tiffany takes over. Lawless to his right. McMillan arriving on the scene, of course. Lawless, Graham! Heads it wide.
I think he knows he could have done better because it's a really teasing ball from Lawless. Just sweeping it into the box, and he meets it well. Graham, but can't guide it towards the target. Can't get that angle he was looking for.
Header. Turner's header. New head for McMillan, who as predicted, now has his socks just about covering his ankles. Jordan White trying to hold that up, but Kyle Turner sending it back to David Mitchell, and a deft touch from the keeper.
Yeah, it's a tough task now for Jordan White. Isolated up front, he's got to be strong and take it in.
Here's Scott Tiffany. Laidlaw equal to that.
Well, County just backing off, inviting Tiffany. Go on, have a pop at goal. He does so, not his best attempt.
Brownlee's header, Tiffany. One back by Laturi. Fair and square. But Lawless stepped in to take it away from Cancola. Doherty. Holt. Ross Doherty for Jack McMillan. Tiffany let it go. Graham gives it back to Tiffany, and back to Graham! And a brilliant block. It was Randall who flung himself first, and then Baldwin.
Well, what a goal that would have been. Look at the dummy here for Tiffany. Graham finds him. Tiffany gets it back to him. Cuts inside, and the despairing dive. Just takes it over the bar. But Graham is looking so lively. You talk about twin striker play. Him and Tiffany have linked up so well. And he's been so unlucky just to have the one.
Turner's corner. Away by Cancola. Brian Graham's having some night. Partick Thistle having some night. Ross Doherty over towards Stephen Lawless. Effortless control. Tiffany. Jordan White back inside his own box. Turner. Cleared by Cancola, but Brownlee now from Muirhead. And Lawless. Stephen Lawless finding a way through. It's Tiffany! And it's blocked again, this time by Conor Randall. Fitzpatrick! Oh, Brian Graham thought he'd scored and that was blocked too. Partick Thistle could have been out of sight.
Oh, they're hungry for goals. They sense more. Look at this crowd.
Kevin Holt. Tiffany. Fending off Baldwin. Which County require a respite.
Well, they just can't get out. They can't feed the right type of ball to Jordan White. This will open it up easily. And they'll come again.
Lawless. McMillan. Graham. McMillan. Blocked by Randall. McMillan has already scored 3 goals in these playoffs. And Jordan White. Laturi. Cancola. An hour played at Firhill. Randall bumped by Fitzpatrick.
Well, it's Ross Laidlaw. What a double save. Look at the skill of Lawless here. Setting up Tiffany. There's another block. And then Brian Graham, who's been the focal point of their attack, gets to the edge of the box, and his header is such a good one, makes really good contact, and it just hits the goalkeeper. He's in the right place at the right time.
Missed by Jordan White. Purrington trying to make something happen, blocked by McMillan. Laturi. Danda. Randall. And Brian Graham moves in. He just couldn't keep Fitzpatrick with him. Danda. Right cross dealt with by Darren Brownlee. Brian Graham for Fitzpatrick. Keith Watson across. Edwards. Sent into the stand by Kevin Holt. No messing about. Long throw. Seems likely with Jack Baldwin coming across. In the end, Laturi makes himself available for a short one. Baldwin's cross. Brian Graham back helping out his defence now. Laturi and Jordan White. And it's a brilliant block there. Muirhead, I think.
This is a remarkable block because it falls perfectly for Jordan White. And look at the reactions of Muirhead. There's a loose ball and just gets himself in front of it, gets a leg in front of the powerful shot. It would surely have been a goal for Ross County.
The goal that they desperately need. Trailing 2-0 with 10 men. An early red card for Dylan Smith. 2 great goals from Partick Thistle. But here's Jan Dander's corner. Keith Watson flicked it on. Edwards. Baldwin can't get to it. Dander again. Dander's cross. Cleared by Brian Graham. He's actually chasing that ball as well.
No wonder he's getting all the appreciation from the home support. His performance tonight has been absolutely magnificent. He's been everywhere. He's had a lot of attempts at goal, a lot of link-up play, working really hard for the team.
Leading from the front, but leading by example. Baldwin ordered back a bit. Edwards. Laturi. Tracked by Doherty. Lawless. Now Tiffany is a speedy outlook if he can get onto it. He was closely watched by Conor Randall though. It's a shove by Ben Purrington on Lawless.
Well, Ross County were complaining about this high boot from Graham. The head's a bit low. I think he's entitled to go for that and clear it.
Ben Purrington has a bit to say about this, and he's been spoken to by David Munro.
McMillan and Purrington, I think their heads came together. Not sure there was any violent move forward. 2 of them just coming together.
Turner powered away by Baldwin. Doherty. Fitzpatrick up against Edwards. Fitzpatrick is going to latch on to that. Doherty. Turner, Fitzpatrick. Kankola. Brownlee. Muirhead. It's another foul by Purrington. Lawless complaining once more.
Yeah, there's just a sharpness about his game that has proved too much for so many of the county defenders.
Holt. Randall has taken out Lawless, and that's a very central free kick for Partick Thistle.
Very simple tactic from Thistle. Feed Lawless, he draws fouls, he attracts attention. Doesn't even touch the ball there, but Randall commits the foul, wants to come through the back of him. I wonder if Turner might fancy a pocket goal from here. Brian Graham right in the eye line of the goalkeeper, Ross Laidlaw.
7 goals for Kyle Turner this season, more than double that when it comes to assists, as he is usually on the set pieces and corners. Turner for Lawless. And Fitzpatrick fizzing that one back across. I think he's keeping that one in on that occasion.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick did well just to try and keep it in, but so many men forward for Thistle. Lawless is the one that they feed all the time. His cross balls are giving problems. And Thistle hungry to add to this 2-goal lead.
Graham for Tiffany.
When you think that you want your striker, your focal point to be so involved, look at the amount of touches he's got in the opposition box. The amount of attempts that he's had at goal is astonishing. And he's really led the line for Thistle so well. Topped it all off, of course, with a stunning goal.
Here's Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick and Tiffany unable to make a connection.
Well, I'm not sure this is the right form of defending from Conor Randall. He engages him here, but just backs off. Backs off. Backs off. He's in the penalty box now. We drink either side. He gets a cross in or a shot at goal. Got to try and get close to him outside the box.
Well over 7,000 inside Firhill tonight, and the majority of them have certainly enjoyed their evening so far. 5 years away from the top flight. Has the time come to return? Brownlee won that. Maturi. Inside the last 20 minutes. At this rate, the long road home tonight for Ross County might just feel even longer than usual, even though they're pretty used to it by now. Thistle fans have relished every moment, every minute, every goal in this extraordinary playoff campaign. Brian Graham rising with Baldwin. Edwards. Danda. Turrington.
Still to look like a real threat from open play. We've seen Ross County at their most dangerous from set pieces, but no shots on target. And I know that they're down to 10 men, but with 20 minutes to go, it'll be a big disappointment for Malky Mackay.
They will aim to change that by bringing on Simon Murray shortly, who has scored a couple of goals against Partick Thistle this season. 2 of 18 he got for Queen's Park before heading north in the winter window.
Well, 1 goal would certainly change the whole complexion of this tie if it was to go to Ross County.
Maturi. Graham. Doherty. Pinched by Edwards. Danda. Chappell takes charge of the situation.
That final pass from Danda has got to be better.
Fitzpatrick up towards Graham, but steered away by Baldwin. Tiffany. No foul.
Maybe Edwards is their best hope of getting it from middle to front. He can carry the ball really well.
Edwards left himself with a bit to do there as Marky Mackay prepares to make a change. It will be Jordan White who's going to be replaced shortly by Simon Murray. Maybe they might be changing their idea with regard to who comes off. Pretty short of subs anyway. But he certainly made an impact at Partick Thistle's level in the Championship this season, and it is Jordan White who's going off.
Well, fresh legs, it's a good idea with the last, what, maybe 20-odd minutes. Simon Murray's got a bit of pace, he likes to get in behind. And Edwards did really well there, just to carry the ball 50-odd yards to take them into the last third.
Yeah, Simon Murray has scored in his last 3 playoff matches for Queen's Park. Nohan Kenna on loan from Hibs will replace 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 as well. Ross County only able to name 7 subs tonight, but they have used the 5 allowed now. And Stuart Bannigan is going to make his return from injury. Missed the last 3 playoff matches. Bannigan will be coming on for his 360th match for Partick Thistle, and a standing ovation at 𝓳𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰 for this man who's been terrific tonight as well, Stephen Lawless.
Yeah, look at the appreciation of the home support. They know how special he is to the way they play. He's made a big contribution tonight. Some of his football has been different class.
Stuart Bannigan making a timely return after missing those 3 matches. Made his Partick Thistle debut nearly 13 years ago. Tremendous servant to the club. And he'll be up for a bit of this now. A bit of the final quarter of an hour. Danda. Baldwin, it's blocked by Fitzpatrick. 𝓣𝓱𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, by the way, was holding his left hamstring when he went off, and that could be another concern for Marky Mackay, with Edwards and Smith both suspended for the second leg. Edwards holding back Ross 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, who wanted a yellow card being shown there, I think.
Yeah, he was just knocked off balance, I think, Edwards.
Baldwin beat Graham to that. Kenna, Kankola, Danda, Edwards, Kenna, Edwards, Simon Murray waiting in the middle, but Muirhead ensured it didn't go that far yet. Edwards' route is blocked by Holt.
Always wants to go on his right side, Edwards. He's got great pace, he's served Ross County well tonight, just carrying the ball a long way, but his end product has to improve. You can see how much it's taking out of him.
Marky Mackay needs a goal to go home with. 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Kenna moved in, shielding the ball to good effect. Watson for Danda. It's a tall pass from Danda, who normally provides a bit better than that. Edwards. Bannigan in the way. Doherty now for Macmillan. Turner. Bannigan. Here's Brownlee and Holt. Ross County's 2-0 half-time lead has remained intact. Ryan Graham scoring a wonderful goal and popping up here, there and everywhere. They'd love a few more Glasgow derbies in the Scottish Premiership next season. Brownlee. Brian Graham chasing, but Randall gets there first. Macmillan now for Turner. Tiffany. Harrington quickly out. Tiffany. Cancola for Kenner. Stopped in his tracks by Ross Doherty.
Just some tired legs now, I think, Ian, especially from Ross County.
Partick Thistle in the playoff system, having to play 6 matches to try and reach the Premiership, but they've kind of been invigorated by their performances in all of them so far. One more game to go. Turner now for Tiffany. Will it get better for them here? Tiffany! It's a fairly comfortable save for Ross Ladle.
Well, he's always just got the one thought in his mind in that area. Can he get a shot away? He's on the right-hand side here. He wants to come into his left. I mean, there is an attempt at goal, but that's as comfortable as they come, the save from Laidlaw.
6 goals and 5 assists. Scott Tiffany's last 9 appearances. This man's not far off those kind of figures either. Jack Macmillan. Turner. Tiffany. Turner close by. Tiffany's cross plucked out of the air by Laidlaw.
My eyes are drawn to Brian Graham, who was furious just at the lack of service. He wanted it in earlier, I think. He's not settling for 2.
Macmillan. Turner. Partick Thistle are going to bring on Danny Mullen, who knows what these occasions are all about. He scored in the second leg of Dundee's playoff success against Kilmarnock 2 years ago. Turner. Tiffany. Graham. Claiming handball. He was the only one who did.
Well, yet again, he gets himself free in the box for an attempted goal. And look at the ball coming into the box. It's on his left side. If it hit Baldwin's hand, his hand was down by his side. Edwards here is struggling a bit with a bit of cramp.
Fitzpatrick. Could see him there for a moment. Also toiling a little. Danny Mullen then coming on. 6 goals for Partick Thistle, all as a sub. And the other change will see 17-year-old Xander McKenzie come on as well. Brian Graham might be given a breather in a moment, with Mullen about to replace him, and the Partick Thistle fans will certainly show their appreciation for their number 9 as he takes his lead. A wonderful goal, an immense performance. And at the age of 35, he could be heading back to the Premiership.
I think there's a little bit of him that will be a bit annoyed, not to get taken off, but the fact that it was 2-0 at half-time, the fact that they were dominating the ball again in the second half, and he would have wanted another goal.
The 2 goal scorers are being replaced. Aidan Fitzpatrick off as well. And he and Brian Graham walking around the side of the pitch at opposite ends to great applause. Bannigan. Holt. Mullen just on. And he's tripped by Dundee.
Well, that's what you need with a substitute, a bit of sharpness, the ability to turn. Mullen showed that there.
So a lap of honour for Aidan Fitzpatrick, who got things going with an excellent opener. Final 5 minutes now. Mistake from Turner. Simon Murray has slipped and stumbled. Bannigan. Partick Thistle want that 3rd. McMillan in towards Danny Mullen. Tiffany over there with him. McMillan wants it back, but it's not happening, and Jack Baldwin can steer it away to Simon Murray. Long walk round for Brian Graham, and appreciated by all for a top-class performance tonight.
Yeah, still a bit of work to be done. I hope he realises there's still a bit of work to be done.
He might make it round the dugout within the next 20 minutes at this rate. Aidan. Randall. Watson, back by Bannigan. Danny Mullen showing interest. Picked up now by Turner. McKenzie. Danny Mullen. Will there be a chance for Turner, maybe? Ross County defending as they have to do to avoid a 3rd goal. Turner. Tiffany. Oh, skip past Baldwin with ease. Went for the low cross, which was met by Randall. Now a free kick given away by McKenzie.
Well, I tell you, there's been so many blocks from the Ross County defenders, throwing their bodies in the way of shots at goal. That's what's kept it just down to the 2-goal margin of defeat so far.
Well, they meet again on Sunday in the Highlands. The 2nd leg of the playoff final, 4 o'clock on Sky Sports Football. Will Partick Thistle be taking a 2-0 lead? Or will Ross County take something out of this yet? Edwards. Mackenzie got stuck in. Brownlee swept that away. Here's Turner. Tiffany on the move. Ross County desperately trying to get players back. Tiffany's cross diverts through to 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Chris Doolan, a legend as a player here, and just one defeat in 18 games as a manager now by the look of it.
Yeah, and their attacking play, I think sometimes has been a joy to watch.
It's been refreshing. And it's brought them goals galore in this playoff campaign and in the season generally. 100 goals. Simon Murray is chasing this. Ken has got himself into the box, but Kevin Holt takes it away from Murray. Macmillan, 𝓳𝓸𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰. Bannigan. Mackenzie. Turner. Macmillan's going to have a go. No wonder the way it's gone for him in this playoff campaign.
Yeah, another block. What a difference it would make. 2-0 as opposed to 3.
Talking of 3, there will be 3 extra minutes added on. Ross County have conceded 5 goals in the 90th minute and beyond this season. Simon Murray. Danda. It's going to be a free kick to Partick Thistle.
It's just so loose and it's so slack. And at this stage of the game, it gives Thistle a chance to get the ball into the box, searching for that third goal.
It's been quite a night at Firhill. A special place to be. Quite a lot of the time, but especially at this time. So Carl Turner standing over this free kick as Partick Thistle look for a third, but steered away by Murray. Turner sends it back across though. Conor Randall charging through. Turner hasn't finished yet though. Danny Mullen couldn't keep it going. Tiffany could well keep it going if he can get his cross in here. Mullen! Nearly, but not quite.
So many opportunities for Thistle to get the third.
Danny Mullen hoping for another sight of goal in what remains here. Halfway through, added on time. Bannigan. Muirhead. Brownlee. Will there be one last chance to make it 3-0? I was going to say that could be beyond Partick Thistle's wildest dreams, but the way they've performed in these playoffs, it probably wouldn't have been. Oh, what a strike! Pushed onto the bar by 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰.
Well, that could be a big save.
Danny Mullen, it was who let rip with that one, and it looked like it was flying in until Laidlaw intervened. And that could turn out to be a telling save, because it would have been 3-0, but Partick Thistle will take 2-0. Thank you very much.
Well, look at this strike, and the touch there from Laidlaw, it keeps Ross County in the tie. I think at 2-0 they've got a chance. At 3-0, surely it would have been all over. A big moment there.
It would have been the third spectacular goal of the night for Chris Doolan's Partick Thistle. Aidan Fitzpatrick there alongside him. Got things going with an exquisite opener that took a little nick on the way, but looked like it was flying in anyway. And Brian Graham's goal was definitely flying in. That's a finish. That was a finish. And it summed up his all-round performance as well. A difficult night for Malky Mackay after Dylan Smith was sent off for denying a goal-scoring opportunity. And then more goal-scoring opportunities followed for Partick Thistle. Brian Graham scoring against the club with whom he played across 2 spells. Ross County have a lot to do, but we'll be grateful at least for Ross Laidlaw's last gasp save there that could have made things worse. As it is, it's still pretty bad for them. They'll have players suspended and maybe injured for that second leg. Partick Thistle have put themselves in a good place to complete a promotion push to make it back to the Scottish Premiership after 5 years away. And of course they even went down to League One during COVID. They had to get over that, and they are working their way back up under Chris Doolan. The first leg of this playoff final ends. Partick Thistle 2, Ross County 0.
And we go again on Sunday up in Dingwall, the second leg. It might look like Ross County have a small mountain to climb, but these playoffs have thrown up all sorts of dramatic finales in the past. So can it happen again in Dingwall, or will it be Thistle who make their way back to the Scottish Premiership? We are on from Sky Sports Football from 4 o'clock. But tonight was certainly all about the Championship side. Partick Thistle, 2 goals, and they have 1 foot back in the Scottish Premiership. Back shortly.
made really good progress. What a way to start the playoff final. Kevin Holt, Tiffany, Fitzpatrick, almost in again there. The red card is out. Turner, Graham! What a finish! And it had to be him against his former club.
Well, it was dominant on the night for the Championship side, not helped in Ross County's point of view by that red card to Dylan Smith in the first half, but still, even with 11 on the pitch, they could not register a single shot on target, and that continued throughout the 90 minutes. And Partick Thistle took full advantage, 2 goals on the night. So let's hear from Scott Tiffany alongside one of the goal scorers and man of the match tonight, Brian Graham.
Gentlemen, a fantastic result. How do you sum that up in the context of this first leg and this final?
Listen, yes, it is a big result. We wanted to win tonight, we've done that. Now we need to recover, because we know it's going to be a huge game up there on Sunday. We know they'll come at us, they need to come at us, so there'll be gaps for us to go and exploit. We'll go and try and win the game again come Sunday.
Another goal for you, you had many other chances as well. How pleased were you with the way you played and the way the team provided you the chances?
Listen, I think overall, I think the team played really well. On another night we probably scored more goals. I think Laidlaw from a header's a good save. They've had a couple of great blocks in there, they threw their body in front of it, so yes, it could have been more, but if we had a 2-2-0 at the start of the night, now we need to build on it come Sunday.
Scott, from your point of view, tell us about the man next to you and just what he provides to this team.
I think he just provides a constant goal threat, no matter how he's doing in the game. We can always count on him to put one in the back of the net, so we're pleased with that.
You've had a great mindset in each after first leg wins in the quarters and the semis. You have to keep that going now for the final and don't think the job's done already.
Yeah, look, we don't get ahead of ourselves, as you've seen the last 2 games. We know it's only 45 minutes. As the big man says, we're disappointed it's only 2-0 tonight, but we go up there with something to defend, and we're not going to sit in, we're going to go out and try and win the game again.
Plenty of confidence now, Brian, going into this second leg.
Listen, there's been confidence building for a number of months now. We keep using that word momentum. We've still got it. We've brought it into the game tonight. We've got a 2-0 victory, so we'll go up the road with momentum and hopefully go and try and get the tie done.
Well, you are the cinch man of the match. Scott, if you can hand over the award, please.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, guys. Thank you.
I think Luke broke the studio there. I don't know what happened at the end there, but a brilliant performance from Partick Thistle manager Chris Doolan joins us now. Chris, you said before the game you were confident you were going to take the game to Ross County, and you must be delighted with the performances of your players tonight.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, we only play one way. That's what we tell the players. That's how I want us to play. We're not a team who will sit back and absorb pressure and hit in the counter. And we're a team who will take the game by the scruff of the neck, and we'll go and play forward, ask the boys to pass forward, run forward, be positive. That's why you see our fullbacks going and join in so often, because they time it so well. But there's also triggers that allow them to know when to do it. But absolutely delighted with the performance and the result.
And when you've got players that have been performing at a high level and you come up against tougher opposition, you need them to perform again, and they all did tonight. And if we look at the first goal, Aidan Fitzpatrick, a young player who made his debut when you were still wearing the Partick Thistle shirt, he's come through the academy, and this is the kind of stuff that he can deliver.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I remember he was a 16-year-old and he was doing this exact same thing. You know, he's two-footed, he can go left and right. He's very, very difficult to play against. He's got that turn of pace. But, you know, that finish, he's been doing that umpteen times that I've seen him do it. He's such a gifted finisher, as well as, you know, a decent wide player or a very good wide player. He can finish, and he chops inside. As soon as he goes inside, I can see from behind him he's going to bend it in that far corner, and I'm delighted he finished it.
It looks as if sometimes, your forward players just play with freedom.
Yeah, well, we asked them to, but that comes as well for the defensive players being behind the ball. They have good shape behind the ball. They know their roles without the ball, and that allows our forward players to, you know, go and be expressive, expansive. They might end up in the different positions at time, but it's fine because we've got good shape behind the ball. So if we lose it, we can win it straight back, and it stops that counter-attack back through the middle of the pitch for us.
Where does the balance in terms of what you work on a day-to-day basis lie, in terms of that defensive side of the game and building from the back, but then that understanding that your forward players all have?
Yeah, well, we work in patterns of play, so those pictures, they've seen them all before. They've seen them before. Like I said, there's triggers to what they do. There's timing. Football to me is about timing. You know, there's no point running ahead of the ball way too early if you can't affect things. So our boys, if you watch the time that they
they come forward, they usually time the runs very, very well, and it gives the guy on the ball forward passes. And like I say, I ask them to play forward all the time. Play forward, run forward, think forward. That's the way I want the club to be.
When you talk about timing, I'm not sure there'll be many Brian Graham has hit so perfectly and sweetly in terms of the timing than this one to put you 2-0. But a great time in the game as well, right before half time. Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And Brian's the one in the team who's got this in the locker. You know, he's done it again. He done it against Queen's Park in the second leg. He was leaning back from a corner, and he still manages to do the exact same finish. You know, it's difficult. It makes it look easy. It's certainly not easy.
It's because he jumps. He jumps to catch the ball and time it, so that he just needs to, hook it with a side foot, very controlled, but with power on it. But if he doesn't jump, if he doesn't read the cross, you're not getting that opportunity. It's such composure, and he's a guy that, he walked off and compassed us, and he was raging. He's like, I should have had a hat-trick. And that's genuine. He's a guy that loves scoring goals. He brings so much to the team in terms of his work rate, his hold-up play, and he goes and earns his chances. That's a chance out of nothing. That's reading where the cross is going and showing that composure to go meet it and put it into the back of the net. It's so composed.
Chris, I know you would have taken 2-0 before the start of the game. Are you a little bit gutted it's not more, considering the chances you had after going 2-0 up?
Oh yeah, I mean, we want to score as many as we can. I think you see that. We're not a team who'll sit back just because we're 2-0 up. I asked them to go and get a third, and we pressed and pressed. We just couldn't get it.
I think that's the thing when you look at Partick Thistle as well. And I know the manager's obviously going to play it down in terms of, there's a shape behind it, but there's a freedom there. There's always 4 or 5 players getting themselves in the box. There's always movement from the wide areas as well, and I think that's obviously something you must work on because they know it religiously. It's not even if the ball might go there. The fullbacks are already taken off because they know it's going, and then as I said, they've got the forward players who can see the runs there. You can see they're always in sync with each other. That was brilliant. It happened a couple of times. Big man.